So you can see some of the features I have like highlighted over here. One is the invoicing. Definitely you can raise a purchase invoice or else a sales invoice if I take in terms of our language. So which will keep our cash flows healthy. So basically inflow and outflow, it will capture what are the receivable, what are the payable. So if I say in a standard wording. The other one is the inventory management. Basically, like they will track the inventory, manage stocks, and easily add items and into invoice and orders. So we know, like if you talk from a, solution perspective, definitely when you're raising an invoice, you should have a product. It might be an inventory product, or sometimes it might be a non-inventory product or service product, whatever example. But let's assume if you have your inventory product, so I'll talk from an inventory perspective. Definitely you might be having lot numbers, batch numbers, so everything can be captured. So that's a very simple thing. So the solution provide you a 360 view of capturing inventory as well. And the most important thing, I would say, the dashboard. You can see as accountant with the screen. So why we talk about dashboard is, now we know when it comes to a solution or a system, the most important thing in a solution from my perspective, I would say, is a dashboard. Because at the end of the day, let's assume I'm an owner of an organization. Let's say I'm a strategic user, like kind of like a director or a manager. So my main aim would be, at the end of the day, I should be able to see my figures and charts, dashboards, everything perfectly. Let's say I might be interested in some of the KPIs, some of the information, some of the financial transaction. It has to be updated. I can't be spending my time on reporting. I can't be spending my times on little bit of analysis. So in terms of a solution or accounting software, what they will do is they will retrieve these data and they will represent in such a very nice way where you can easily capture all this information from a one glance. So this is the base thing about a dashboard. So dashboard means, so that's the idea of a dashboard. So I'll go for the bank connection, bank reconciliation, and zero expense management. Definitely, like a bank reconciliation is another feature we will be talking about zero. So that's very powerful when it comes to bank reconciliation, the zero. So you can always, you can see the reconciled amount, unreconciled amount. So basically you have the option of drafting certain things to your Excel. So all informations can be captured through a bank reconciliation, which is a standard feature. And the other one what we are talking is about the expense management. So we know, like when it comes to business, definitely we some organization, they categorize these departments as cost centers. So I'm just talking a little bit of financial angle. So what will happen is, so it will be very important for those organizations to do a proper cost allocation for those certain departments. So zero provides this amazing feature where you can like do the expense management according to the department. So you can do an allocation. If I say, so let's say example, you have an electricity bill of 100,000. So you can you might have 5 departments for an example. Let's assume for these 5 departments you can do a 20% of allocation. So if I take like that, you can so take 100,000. So 20% of 100,000 is 20,000 will be allocated like that. So the expense management and their reportings and everything can be captured from zero. So let me go to the another one. So some of the other features, information security and pay bills and pay runs. So another feature I would like to always highlight is, like, people always throw up me this question, like, okay, they'll be like, Fazlan, okay, can you assure about the security? Now when it comes to the cloud, okay, simple as thing, okay, you think it's like a Gmail, or else you can think this like your iCloud or even like your Facebook. You can see all these three systems, for an example, or the applications, all the applications are like stored in a cloud. So when it comes to a cloud, so there is a particular community what we call is that is called Premier Information and Security Management. So this is kind of a particular organization which they do analyzing or the audit reportings for the security. So Zero is certified under ISO IEC 27001, so 2030. So you can go to the Zero blog and even you can see their login reports, audit reports for security as well. So I'm just giving you some information for you to get an idea about Zero's information security. So from my perspective, what I'm saying is, don't worry about your security. Definitely it is highly secured. Your data cannot be accessed by anyone else. No, no one can access. Your data are properly backed up. And also the most important thing is they come up with a DRS mechanism. So what is a DRS means? It's called a disaster recovery system. So in terms of a disaster, something happens. So like your data are always protected. Where you can see on on-premise solution or a desktop version, you have to take care of your data. You have to take care of your data backups, which can be highly risky. So yeah. So other thing is pay bills, pay runs. So just some of the features. So and also like you can do the projects and mobile apps. So mobile app is again another fantastic option we provide in Zero. So basically, let's say if you are like a layman to, I mean, if you're like too cumbersome to go through the browser, always Zero will be providing a mobile application where you can do the particular transaction and the dashboards as well. So other some of the features we have highly quoted here. Some of them sale like quotations. We know like when it comes to a sales process, some companies, some organizations, what they do is they have a quotation mechanism which is very important for them. So they will be raising a quotation, like they will be raising the quotation, they will be doing a revision, there might be a price reduction, there might be a discount factor. So whenever whatever the changes you do, all these changes will be recorded under the quotes. So the quote option is provided. And the other fantastic option what we provide is we provide a powerful reporting tool. So and also we will, I mean, the Zero product will even take care of accept payments. So basically that's like your account receivable, account payable, all these things can be captured. So other some of the features we again have highlighted. One is the purchase orders, or else in our terms we call this as supply orders, and the multi-currency option. So why we talk about multi-currencies? In some organization they deal with multiple currencies. Example, they might be having like they might be doing an import process. So when it comes to import process, they might be doing the transaction in US dollars, for an example. So you can see there is a base document. So there is a, sorry, base currency, not a base document. Sorry about my wording. So the base currency will be LKR, but you do transaction in different currencies. Let's say US dollars. Let's assume you have another currency for euro. So like that, you have the option of doing the multi-currency as well. So again, we provide you a files option. So this is we call as a file cabinet. That means basically whenever you're doing a transaction, sometimes you might be getting some of the attachments. You, for an example, a supplier might be sending you a purchase order, an attachment. So where you have to have an attachment option to capture all these things. So Zero provide you a file cabinet option. So where you can capture all this necessary information as well. So these are like some of the features we are talking high level. Yeah. Yeah, so the other one is like as I earlier mentioned, we can do the dashboard performance, as I mentioned, and contacts and smart list. That means we are talking little bit of a customer relationship management, but actually this is not a customer relationship highly developed tool. So what we can do is even it provide you the provision of capturing, contacts and maintaining list as well. So for an example, let's say you might be having a supplier. Okay, so the supplier might be a company. So under that company, you might be having contact information, someone like a marketing manager or else someone like a manager. So you can maintain all this information, their mobile number and all this important information as well. And also the other one is what I want to talk is this product provides you a flexible tax engine. So this is an important feature what we find in like in a countries like Sri Lanka, because our tax engine has to be customizable. So in this we provide you the sales tax option, which is very highly configurable according to your business need or the business scope. This will be captured. And the other one is the fixed asset. So in the asset management, you will be interested in depreciation, all this revaluation or the fixed asset transaction. So everything will be captured as well. So that's basically about the Zero product. So let's go to the next product. What we are going to talk about is the QuickBook. So again, you can see QuickBook is one of the famous, accounting softwares which was founded in this the market for the last, I would say, closer to 35 years time. So 1983 was the starting point of QuickBook. So we'll talk about what are the features available in QuickBook. You can see QuickBook initially they started as a desktop version, but later onwards they developed so much. Now they have provided you the cloud option as well. So fantastic. You can see some of the like benefits, I would say, in terms of QuickBook. I have listed down here. So one is like you can work from anywhere from multiple devices. So that's basically the concept of a cloud. That's the most number one advantage we provide to the users. You can, even from your mobile phone, I would say, you can access. If you have a browser access, you can do the transaction as well. And the other one is access and manage your books from your computer, laptop, tablet. So that's basically what I was talking now. So yeah, so let me go to the other one. So some of the features, just like Zero, when it comes to QuickBooks also, they have their own features, right? So some of the features on a holistic overview I have just highlighted. So one is like you can manage your accounting. That means basically managing your GL we are talking about over here. Let's say, so the other one is your expense tracking. Definitely, just like Zero, this product also provide you a fantastic option of recording your tax times, let's say, the expense tracking as well. Invoicing, again, sales invoicing, purchase invoicing, all these professional invoicing can be captured. And also the other option we provide over here is in the QuickBook is you can customize. That means basically your invoice formats you can custom the way you want. So that's one option we provide to the user. Accounting reports, so basically, so those are like financial report we are talking, the cash flows, that might be a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, or else an age analysis, all these reports. And the other thing is all these reports can be exported to an Excel as well. So that's one thing I think I not mentioned properly. So that is also provided. Cash flow management, as I said, your cash inflow and outflow. Basically, your from starting from your suppliers, starting from your purchasing, how much you have to pay for your supplier, which is the cash outflow. And if you talk about cash inflow, you do a sale, and from a sales perspective, what are the account receivable? That means an organization, what is the amount to be received? All these things can be captured. So basically, from this end, from the cash inflow, outflow end to inflow, all these things can be captured perfectly in QuickBooks as well. So that is option. And some of the technical features I'm just talking. So again, you can see automatic backups. So at any given time, the users or whoever using the system, they don't have to worry about the backups. So you don't have to, as I said earlier, this is one feature we provide in cloud. Automatically, the backups will be handled. And the other one is data security. Now you can see it's a bank level security. We are providing 120-bit SSL encryption. So in my terminology, this is called as like FBI clearance we provide in terms of security. So this 128-bit SSL encryption is pretty much highly securing your data as well. And the other thing is they provide you unlimited support. So from a user perspective, I would say, like, let's say you have QuickBooks, and sometimes you might encounter in certain problems. Let's assume sometimes you're like stuck in a report, you don't know how to retrieve a report, you don't know how to use a filter in a report, when I say simple example. So always you have an unlimited support option, where for that support option you can go and do the necessary supporting as well. So I'll go for the next one. Yeah. So I'll be talking about another fantastic product. This is called Myob. So fabulous product. Just like Zero, just like QuickBook, Myob is again a fantastic, powerful accounting software which has been dominating the market for the last 20 to 25 years. Yeah. So it has like, they are like, I would say in my terms, like they are the forefathers. Yeah, in terms of accounting softwares. So you can see, like, again, Myob, if we talk about their special features, one is their online collaboration, better client relationship, and also the best bank feed supports and the support structure. So basically, the online collaboration is again their meaning about the online feasibility or the transactions what you can do. The client relationship over they are talking is now when it comes to this product, they are highly focusing about the customer 360 view. If I term like that. So basically, from a customer 360 view means basically it's about understanding the customer. It about what are the receivable you have to get it, what are the bucket parameters, what is the age analysis you can see, and what are their contact information. So it provides you a dedicated customer 360. So that has been highly focused in Myob. So that's their strength in the solution or the product. And the best bank feeds, again, you can see they provide again a powerful platform for the banking as well. So the banking information such as, let's say, your bank reconciliation, from bank reconciliation related reports, you can see the reconcile amount, unreconciled amount at any given time. So all these fabulous things can be captured at any given time. Yeah, so again, you can see they are talking about staff payment as well. So kind of like a payroll functionality has been embedded in this, and the invoicing, as I said, you supply invoicing, again custom invoicing, and the tax and the GST. So again, you can see even this product provides you a flexible tax engine. So we know sometimes you might be, I mean, in my experience, with my experience, I know some organization, the way they calculate the VAT, the way they calculate the NBT can be different. Example, some organization, but they do 2%, like they calculate the tax, and on top of that, they calculate the NBT. So it's like the 98% we call. So some organization might be doing it in another way. So you can see from business to business, this can be changing. So that the tax engine, according to the business scope, according to the way they want, all these things can be configured. And again, you can see the multi-currency option, again, a powerful option provided by Mayo. As I earlier explained you, doing different transaction in different currencies. Finally, all these currencies can be converted into a base currency. So you don't have to worry about. And the other option is like I wanted to always highlight is that when you are doing a multi-currency option, always you might be having this, like you might be having, I mean, you actually you want to retrieve a report called expense gain and losses. Sorry, currency gain and losses. So that report is also available in the system. So whatever the losses, whatever the gain you have encountered in terms of currency, definitely we will provide you a reporting option as well. So that is again a fantastic feature. And the reporting and the budgets, like we can have cash budgets over here. We are talking about cash budgets and some of the other reporting tools, and the bills and expenses, again about the invoicing and the expense management, perfectly combined as well. So that's about the Mayo. So let me go to the final product what I'm going to talk about today, Wave. Again, Wave is another accounting software which is again Canadian based software. Yeah, right. And also that provides a suite of financial services, small business. And another thing what I want to always highlight is that if you talk about these four products, which is Wave, which is Mayob, sorry, which is again QuickBook and also Zero. All these products are highly suitable for a small to medium sized business organization, because definitely small and medium sized organization, according to their business scale and according to their number of users and according to their budget, the most important thing is this system has to suit. And also the other thing we have to always understand, when it comes to a small and medium sized business organization, their business complexity is not going to be so complex. So they will be needing a solution which can be providing, which can be adapted to their business standards, which can be adjusting to their business rules as well. So these four products, the best thing is that according to your business scope, this can be captured. Yeah. So I will talk about some of the highly available features. Now you can see in the Wave, we have highlighted the features just like the other products. This is also an amazing product. You can see the billing, invoicing, double entry on a real time, inventory tracking, financial reporting, the multi-currency, and the invoicing. And also they provide you a payroll option, and also the personal finance tracking. Sorry. Yeah. So all these things have been provided. And also then you have sales tax reports. Yeah. And also at a glance, you can always have a dashboard. So this is another fantastic feature been providing in Wave. That means a real-time updated dashboard, and also expense tracking, as I mentioned you earlier, the balance sheets, your configurable tax reports, and all these things can be captured in the solution. So on a high level, I have just highlighted some of the, yes. So let me go for the other one. So let me just go. Now the most important question we will be always throwing up, like who needs the cloud accounting? So as I earlier mentioned, so I will be like can be used for across many sectors. Now here what we are talking about, the industries where the solution can be captured. Now when it comes to an accounting, we know whatever the organization it might be. Let's say you might be an organization into retail, you might be an organization into manufacturing, you might be an organization into service industry. Example, you might be running a software company or e-commerce platform, or there might be a hospitality industry. So all these industries, we know definitely will be needing their finance to be centralized, finance to be captured, because we tell that finance is the core in an organization. Yeah. So all this cloud system, regardless of your the industry, definitely for all the industries, this software can be catered. So that's one important thing. Yeah. So that's one. And we are talking about the existing data conversion. Sorry. So this is a very important feature. Now, when it comes to a migration of a solution, we call this as a migration in our terminology, or from a consultant terminology. So sometimes most of these customers will be having their opening balances or existing, let's say, existing master files, existing customer details, existing supplier details, some of the invoicing information, GL information, and everything. So they will be needing all this information to be captured in a solution if they are migrating to be captured properly. So in a case like that, these all these accounting softwares will be providing one export option. That means basically, if we talk about these four products, in line to those four products, they will be providing an Excel CSV file. In the CSV file, for each and every format, you can fill up the data the way it has been configured. You can export those data to the system and it will be capturing as well. So this is an amazing option we provide in the cloud solution. Yeah. So we can do the data migration, if I say. Yeah. So the other thing is, we are going to talk about a very another interesting factor. What are the key reasons why you should consider converting your existing data? So let me explain you. One is this prior period comparison. So what we are mentioning over here is this will give you the ability to run comparative financial reports such as income statement. So basically means, example, let's assume by 1st of April, you are deciding to migrate to a solution. Okay, so that means your financial is starting by 2020, 1st of April. And the financial is will end from 2021, March 31. So that let's consider that as a standard financial year. So when it comes to this financial year, now all your new transaction will be definitely will be entered in the new financial year and the new system. That is fine. Now what's going to happen in your previous data? Because when it comes to system, when you want to do comparison, you should be having data, if I say basically. So if you want data, we should upload those your existing data to the system. Then let's say after 1 year's time, or let's say after a couple of months, you can do a comparison with your previous data and today's data, and you can run a report and you can see what are the fluctuations. So for that prior period comparison, this is very important to migrate your data. If you are not migrating your data, unfortunately the system does not have a mechanism of doing a comparison with your present data to the previous data. So to get the benefit out of that, we always, from a consultant perspective, we always tell you, okay, always do a migration. So that is very important for your data, the data retrieval. And also the other one is faster than starting from scratch. Then what will happen is, this is another thing. So as I mentioned you earlier, now let's say you might be you would have maintained your customers, you would have maintained your supply information for the, let's say for an example, for a quite a bit of time. So if you don't start from your scratch, if you are trying to start from the scratch, what you have to do is you have to always create these customers, suppliers, one by one in your new system, which is going to be a lengthy process, which can be time consuming process. So what we do is, example, you migrate or you export your supplier details, you export your customer details to the system. Automatically now system knows, okay, this customer, okay, this is what. So whenever you're entering an invoice, example, or a sales order, if I say very primarily, when you just enter the first couple of letters, the system does a database search and find the particular information and it will get it. So this is one important feature we always provide. So you have to just download that format. So in the format, according to that format, you have to fill up the data and you can export automatically. That information will be captured to the system. So that's what I want to know. So as a business owner, you can know, we know how tight and cash flow can be. So thus some of the cloud accounting services are given to you free of charge. So again, as I mentioned earlier, so this is the benefit what we provide. Like from a data migration, it is free, and they have provided all the tools and mechanisms as well. And it's very simple to do all these migrations. So that's and we are going to talk about the benefits of converting to the cloud again. So then, yeah, one thing is like if you like, let's assume someone is presently using a spreadsheet, or else someone is presently using a legacy system. So one thing is accessibility. So what is the base thing is, now let me compare these features with our current situation. Now, okay, let's assume now there is a pandemic situation throughout the world. Now let's assume if you are having a desktop version, now what's going to happen, all these desktop versions has to be installed, right? So let's assume like in your organization you have a computer or a desktop. In the desktop we have installed this. So if you want to do a particular entry, let's say a journal entry or whatever the transaction, you have to be their location. You have to open up your computer, and then you have to record that transaction count. So in a situation like this, cloud will always provide you the accessibility. So as I earlier mentioned, the cloud information will be stored in a server. So basically what you have to do is, even from your browser, even from your computer, even from your mobile application, basically you should be having your Google Chrome or the basic whatever the web browser. From the browser you enter the link, and you enter your user credential, log into the solution, and do your necessary transaction. So if you talk about myself, the organization I work, it's an ERP organization. Presently, you can see for the last 1 month's time, we have been working from work from home. So all our finance team, if you talk about the finance team, what they do is from working from home. Meanwhile, they will be accessing to the cloud. They will be doing the transaction, and day to day, all the transactions are captured, and you can see the business is running. So we call this as a business continuity. So you can see, even if you have a pandemic situation like this, yeah, whatever the situation it is, even it might be a natural disaster or something like this, you don't have to worry. So at any given time, the accessibility is provided for the user. So that's one important key feature is provided. And as I said, you security. Now, when it comes to a desktop version, or you have to be always worried about your security. That means you should be having an IT person. That IT person, you have to pay him a salary. You can see these are like costing factors for an organization. It's very expensive starting. That means you should have servers, then you have to worry about your security, you have to have your firewalls, you have to have all this infrastructure. Everything has to be captured, protected. So you can see it's going to be really expensive. So when it comes to the SaaS, or the, I would say, a cloud platform, you don't have to worry about the security. It is taken care by the vendor itself. And also all these securities, all these platforms, initial testings, all these testings has been done properly. You can even check from their websites. All the securities have been provided at the highest level as well. So at any given time, your data are protected. You don't need to worry about it. So let me go for the other one, the costing factor. So as I mentioned earlier itself, companies will be benefited from a costing factor if I say it is not a capital expenditure. Now, if you are trying to go with let's say a desktop version or on-premise solution, if I say in my terms, you have to spend on your servers, as I said. Then after that, it's a huge investment. You have to pay. You have to buy an IT person to maintain that. So his salary. Then there should be other infrastructure changes. All these things can be costly. But when it comes to cloud platform, it's very easy to manage. So basically, it might be you don't need to worry about your servers. You don't need to worry about a huge investment. Nothing. So you basically log to the solution. You subscribe it, and on a monthly basis, you pay a recurring fee. So all these things can be captured. So from a cost perspective, if you talk about from a investment perspective, I would say cloud is the best option an organization can take. So other thing is the bandwidth. With the cloud storage, users no longer need to attach large files to email. So that's basically another thing is, so what will happen is like they can even provide you a link. From the link, they will be able to log to the cloud and retrieve the necessary transaction. So basically, something like this. Example, let's assume you have a sales invoice. So let's assume I'm one of the user who is using the solution. So in the sales invoice, I have attached a PDF. So let's assume this PDF has to be referred by another colleague of mine. So what I have to do is I have to provide only the link. So once I provide that link, then he has to use a user login for him. then he logs to his solution. When he clicks on the link, he can see the particular file or the particular PDF or the JPEG image what he is like referring. So you can see it's going to reduce your email storage. That means you don't need to attach everything in your email. Basically, you send the link to your colleague and he can log to the solution and he can view the particular attachment as well. So that's another fantastic option we provide, which is the bandwidth. So we talked about now itself about the products. So we talked about Mayo, we talked about Zero, we talked about QuickBooks and Wave accounting as well. We talked about their features, rich features, I would say, all these things. So now we'll talk about what are the courses we are going to offer. So as Paul said initially, from the Cloud Computing Academy, we will be providing these 4 courses. You can see Zero Advisor Certification, Zero Payroll Certification, Zero Migration Certification, and Mayob Advisory Certification, QuickBook Pro, Intuit Advisor, and Wave Certified Advisor. So these are like six different courses we provide you. And I'll explain you what are the benefits of doing all these courses or else getting familiarized. Because if you talk about myself, I am actually an ERP consultant. So from a ERP consultant perspective, so what will happen is, let's say someone wants to pursue a career in ERP. So ERP is considered to be the higher version of an accounting software, if I say on a layman language. So ERP does a lot of business capturing from your finance, your purchasing, your inventory, your projects, everything can be captured. So you have the benefit of becoming a proper consultant in the future. It might be a financial consultant, it might be even an application consultant, or else even a pre-sales consultant. So there's an amazing career path. So in terms of a career path, yes, this is going to help you. And other from other perspective, let's say if you are familiarized with this kind of a solution or a cloud solution, cloud accounting software, whenever you go for an organization, let's say if whenever you want to get used to a system, always you have the benefit, because you have already used for a system, already you know about a solution, you know about the cloud, so you have some knowledge, so you can use this experience in terms of your working environment. So that's one of the benefits you can get. So let's talk about the things you're going to learn in the cloud ERP our course. Upskill and learn cloud accounting. Example, so as I said, you're going to learn how you have to access the solution for simply how you are going to raise an invoice, how you raise your purchase orders, sales orders, how you do an expense allocation, how you create your credit notes or the debit notes, I would say, and how you raise your quotations, your bank reconciliations, how you capture inventory management, and how you create an item master, your chart of accounts. All these things you can learn from this course. So that's one thing we provide you. And what will happen is, after you complete all these things, you will be getting a certificate in cloud accounting for SMEs. So this SME cloud certification is very important for you. So let's say whenever you want to go for an interview, whenever you want to face an interview, you can always show this as a proof, and also it will be benefit in terms of a career, as I said. So these are 2 certificates we provide: Zero certificate, and also like this is very important for advantages for Australian and New Zealand PR points. So because since Zero is a New Zealand product, so definitely when it comes to your PR points, this can be an added advantage. So, and as I said, again, we are talking about Zero and Wave. So again, some of the features, and we'll talk about the product, the investment. So the product program is 15,000 rupees, but we will be providing a 50% discount during this pandemic situation. We understand there is a problem throughout the world. So it's 7,500, including course materials, training manual, and information pack. So we will be creating you an account as well, test account. So always that could be a demo environment. In the demo environment, you can do your transaction, you can create, you can get the look and good feel. So that's another amazing thing what we provide for your minimal investment. So don't worry about investment. Like some people will be so worried about the charge, but from my perspective, what I say, it's an investment for your career, it's an investment for your future as well. Yeah. So the other certifications what we provide, again, Zero, as I said. So migrate to Zero. You can even migrate all your clients for Zero. So you can do even you can learn how to migrate multiple clients over to Zero. So that means late onwards you can even do a knowledge transfer to your persons, or let's say your business owners or your friends and colleagues as well. So this is again the link. I will share this link and also the mobile number and also the email address where you can, like go through with this and register for this program. So any question and answers, guys? Like, so I have just completed the presentation. I know it's little bit lengthy. Sorry about it, but unfortunately I have to explain you all the features and also like what is the benefits of having cloud system during a situation like this. You can see and also I hope I would have given some insight for you in terms of all these four products, and also I would have hope like I would have given some industry knowledge for you, what are the best practices you can do. Yeah, so I have another slide as well, like I can talk about the future. Like when you master in these accounting softwares, you can become a proper consultant as well. So let me just share you that as well. Yeah, let me again share that. Okay. Yeah, so this is another slide. I just want to highlight you what are the career opportunities you'll be getting once you master from product like this. So what will happen is like you have the career opportunities to become a business consultant, application consultant, project manager, technical consultant. So what I'm talking is like in not from this accounting softwares, but let's say like later once you master in this solution, you have the high possibility of becoming a proper ERP consultant. So this is like career opportunities related to ERP. So I just want to highlight high level. I just explain you. So you can become even a business consultant. So business consultant means we say a pre-sales consultant. So you can understand the business processes and you do demonstration. So you have the option of becoming a business analyst in the future, or you can become a product owner. So then you can become a lead consultant, and also from a sales perspective, you can become a CMO. So this is from a career perspective I'm talking, how you can become ERP consultant. And the application consultant means basically the people who are going to implement an ERP. So what will happen is like when you have some idea or knowledge in like let's say your accounting softwares, always that would be a kicking point for your ERP career. So me being an ERP consultant for 5 years, I have seen people who are like so good with QuickBooks, so good with Mayo, Zero, those products. They understand the depth of a business process, and they can understand and they have the high possibility of becoming a consultant, or let's say a project manager on a business consultant like that. So that is something we always see from different people. If they are like exposed to this kind of solution, it's going to be always helpful. So that's on a high level. I am just I just talked. So let me again go to the slide. So any questions, guys? So this is your time for y'all to throw up questions. Yeah, so we'll answer those questions
So
as well.
Aslan, we have received some few questions.
Yeah,
So the first one, so we have received from Mohammed. So he's
yeah,
asking
Paul.
the Zero product is the online banking direct facility with Connect, our local bank. So the thing is the Zero
Yeah,
now only with the Nation Trust Bank you can integrate in Sri Lanka.
yeah,
But other banks, if you take QB, Myob Essential, Zero, and Wave, everything can be integrated in banks in the Western countries, especially Commonwealth Bank, NAB Bank, and Bank of America. But here
yeah.
we can't integrate through Yodlee. Zero has their own system called Yodlee. So, but Nation Trust Bank has their own utility tool. So that can be
Mhm.
installed in your computer or laptop or desktop. Then through that you can integrate, the system. So that's the only way here. And the next
I think
one,
yeah, the as like Mohammed's question, I think Paul like what he's trying to mention is like what I feel is like because the banks over here does not use a platform or an integration point over here, it's little bit difficult for like products like Zero to integrate. But if they can open up all these integration points, then that would be an easy point. Yeah. So that's what Paul's answer is.
and
Yeah,
now
Paul.
the second question is Dishani. So she has sent us saying, is there any specific formats in data migration using Excel sheets? So all the data migration you can do through CSV files, CSV formats.
Yeah,
So all the
exactly.
invoices, if you want to migrate from one accounting platform to another, so you can organize on the CSV file, you can migrate. You can import through import and exporting, and also
Exactly.
you can do the bank records, bank statement. You can import it, and also
Yeah.
bills, everything you can import it. Import and export using CSC format.
Exactly.
And
What are the other questions, Paul? You have got?
Again, Dishani has said, is it possible to allocate limited access for HR for payroll related while keeping data privacy of other areas to finance?
I think he's talking about the user permission over here. That means like each and every user will be given a permission level. So we have to have a controlling mechanism. Yeah. So I think depending on the user and the number of access he wants to given, yes, we can provide that as well. So whatever the limitations you want to create, yes, we have to like first understand. So according to that, we can configure. Yeah. Any other questions, Paul? We have to answer.
Yes, so there's another one. Can we have the access to full presentation with somebody? Yes, we will be sending everyone, the
Yeah,
presentations.
what we will do is, guys, like we will get all these questions. We'll answer. We'll reply through an email as well, and also meanwhile we'll attach this presentation as well, so you can go through. And if you have any further clarification, yes, definitely you have my email address. So we will be sending you my email address as well. You can always throw up an email, and always whatever the concerns you have in terms of product, in terms of even career wise, yes, you can always ask. I mean, throw up all these questions. Yeah.
And there's another question from Darshana. So he has asked, can we integrate with Shopify? Yes, of course, we can do that. So we can do the
Yeah.
with the integration with Shopify, and also there are some sub inventory systems such as TradeGecko. Through TradeGecko, we
Mm-hmm.
can integrate
Very
with the
good.
Shopify, and TradeGecko we can integrate with Zero, or Zero can directly with integrate with Shopify and sync
Mm-hmm.
all the transactions such as inventory and all the sales, cost of goods
Yeah.
sold transaction. We can sync to Zero, so you can avoid the manual data entry. And
Mm.
other one is Dell too. His name is Dell. So please let
Yeah.
me know how would you cover the 18 hours of course
18 hours
duration
course
and condition.
duration.
So we started conducting this course online. 2 weeks ago. So how we conduct is we conduct via Zoom. So we'll be conducting this course during weekdays and over the weekend, from Monday to Friday, and Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. From one time slot is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Other time slot is 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you can join for weekend or weekday batch. So one class is goes up to 3 hours. So
Yeah.
basically, and also we have given 50% off for during this period. So it's 7,500 you can register. So if anyone is interested, so you can. So I'm gonna send you the mobile number, so you can send your names and email addresses and phone numbers to register for this course. So this is the number. This is a WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp your details there. Then you can. Then we'll be sending you the details to register for this course. And I think we answered this question. Can Zero integrate Shopify? Yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
And Zero software is available with Sajad. Sajad has us. Zero software is available with report customization. Yes, the report customization is like up to some extent you can customize the report, such as account receivable reports, account payables, and profit and loss. Profit and loss, you can run the profit and loss report by the branches wise, location wise, you can do it. But some reports you can't customize, because Zero is a global product. But uh, uh, like they
But if they, in a case like that, I think, Paul, they can export those details from Excel, and
yes.
also they can play around with that as well. So
Yes,
that's
they can
another
do, but a lot of
option.
customization is available, like 60 to 70%. But I mean, every month they introduce new features to the system, so that's the advantage.
Exactly.
So everything is
That's another.
they're providing. And how about manufacturing module in Zero? Okay, so he's asking about Sajad. So he's asking about the inventory again.
I think he's talking about the production module. I think it's a little bit
Yes.
in terms of, I think, ERP. No, Paul. So that's unfortunately now this is an accounting software.
Yeah.
So if you talk about manufacturing, Sajad, like we always consider manufacturing to be an ERP feature. So example, in ERPs, we have something called a bill of material, a bill of operations. We call this as a WIP and routing. So little bit for y'all to get some information. So that will be directly integrated with your finance. So in ERP kind of a solution, yes, definitely manufacturing can be covered. But when it comes to a product like Zero, this is forcing on, or else we are focused mostly on our accounting aspect. But yes, Sajad, like those things we have to go through another system. Yeah, that is like a
And
manufacturing solution. Yeah.
and also Faslan, the thing is now, even though there is no manufacturing module in Zero
Yeah.
is basically Zero has a very simple inventory system. All right, so
Yes, exactly.
you
Yeah.
you can like
We can do something like this, I think, Paul.
you can create
Like we can
items.
maintain our raw materials like a product group, and we can maintain our finished goods so that we can see the inventory transfers, the number of inventory it's available as
Yeah.
of now.
So in that case,
All these things can be
they can go for third party application in Zero has AppMark.
exactly,
So they can go for
exactly.
like a subsystem like an add-on, like Trade Gecko
Yes,
here. So through that
that's also another thing.
you can do the integration.
Yeah,
You can sync all the data.
exactly. So
Uh,
that's as like Paul said, that's such another option. If you have a third party solution for your production or your manufacturing environment, we can have integration as well for our inventory. Yeah. Yeah. So other questions?
so is there bomb operation available? I mean RM2, VIP, and course I think we answered that.
That he is talking about the WIP, cost of goods sale, and the raw material. So as I said, Sajad, like work in progress will be captured in the production tool or another system. So what we can do is we can get the financial entries if we have integrated properly. That's one thing, and also the inventory can be integrated to a third-party solution. So if they are available, we can do those integrations as well. Yeah. All any other questions we got it?
And can we prepare consolidate financial statement using this software? Yes, we can do it.
Consolidations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And inventory multi-location is available in software. Yes, it's available
He's talking about
in,
different location. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
in using
Yeah, that's also
Zero.
provided.
It's available, and also in QB it's available. There's a tracking category is available, so that using tracking categories you can do that.
The location transfers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we got another question, is it? Yeah. So guys, any other questions? Like even like what you can do is like even if you don't have questions as of now, you might be getting different questions late onwards. So as Paul said, we will throw up your an email with our contact email addresses as well. So in terms of product and also in terms of your career, so we can do you an helping hand as well. So we can always guide you how you can even pursue a career in accounting or career in let's say cloud accounting. All these things can be covered, so always feel free to talk to us. Feel free to drop us an email as well. Yeah. Any other questions, Paul? Yeah, got it.
I think that's all today.
So I hope guys, like I gave you a small introductory program. I know it's little difficult since it's the the because of the Zoom we are using an online tool. So thank you very much for your participation and also your questions. So those were really vital for us. And also like we will be throwing up again email, so you can always go through with that. So whatever the questions you have got, you can always throw up all these things. So I hope I have gave you some insight about the cloud softwares and also all these 4 products, what are their features, and what are the benefits you get when you're using this kind of solutions, and what is in terms of your career. And like I hope I covered the things like during a pandemic situation like this, what are the benefits you will be like getting using this kind of solution. You can see you can run your business like that, everything can be captured. So thank you very much for your participations, guys. Yeah, so any questions you can see, you can always send it to Paul Mitchell, and also I'll be sending my email as well. So I will include
Yeah,
my
you can
email.
also
So
send your
please,
email. That's better.
yeah. So I'll include over here as well. So this is my email, guys. Make a note of it. So always throw up questions. Yeah. So that was fantastic talking to you all. I hope you're all safe and sounds good. Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks, Vasant.
Okay
Really
then. Thank
appreciate
you
it.
very much. It was lovely talking to you all. Thank you.
Cheers.